Peace, peace, peace. What is good? Amazing, beautiful people. What is going on? It is the Joey Digital. I'm here. Very powerful message. 5 green transformational crystals. And I also have a flickering light going on. 5 green transformational crystals to accelerate growth, transformation, and any and all positive outcomes into your life. But first, I want to go ahead and I want to show y'all what I have going on. Y'all already know I'm wearing it backwards, but the most mystical shop in the universe, Bohemian Chic, you already know. You already know. Home base. I was just there the other day, and I love it there. You know, actually, I don't know if y'all seen it, but y'all might have seen it in my other video. I have gotten a bar right. This kind of looks like a turtle on one side, and it looks like a dragon on this side. So I'm working with that, and then I have a smoky celestial quartz. You already know about this. I always talk about this. All right, 5. Wait a minute. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and turn these lights off, because that is not the confirmation I want. Go ahead and hit that like button. Okay, 5 super powerful transformational crystals. Okay. Now, I want to definitely give y'all a heads up. I do have my notes in front of me, but what I decided to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go based on my experiences instead. Instead of what the notes say, I'm just going to tell you through my personal journey and my experience with these 5 crystals, what transformational things have happened in my life. Okay, so the first crystal, malachite right here. Let me see, where's my camera at? It has these little stripes. This is not my first piece, but very good stone for the heart. Very good stone for transformation. It's also a very good protection stone as well. Intermediate, beginner, advanced crystal is a very good stone if you are looking for transformational properties while being protected. It is amazing for those properties. Okay, so if you are kind of in a stagnant state, or if you are just not really satisfied or happy with your current lifestyle or the way that you view life, this stone right here, malachite, is really good for growth and transformation. The growth and transformation that happens is a very subtle one. It's not going to be like night and day. Okay, so it's very imperative to work with this. Okay, and as I stated earlier, it is a protection stone. Okay, second stone, Vesuvianite, idol craze. Okay, I'm going off the top of the head. Okay, this is another one. All right, this is another good stone for the heart and also for, you know, your third eye. Okay, it's a really good stone because it's a good stone for your willpower. Okay, it's really good for if you are trying to will things into existence, if you are literally taking things in your imagination and you are putting together the pieces to see how it can fit in your physical life through manifestation. Idol craze or Vesuvianite is an amazing crystal to keep with you because it instills in you the willpower to really push forward and get things done. Okay, and also what it does is it breaks up monotony. In other words, the monotony meaning it breaks up stagnant energy, it breaks up stagnant situations, moments of stillness, and it gets rid of old repeating cycles. Okay, it's one of those crystals that it gets rid of repeating cycles. If you are the type of person that that while you're learning yourself and knowing yourself, that you're gonna end up going back into certain patterns. This is a really good crystal to keep you not going back into the pattern and staying out of the pattern. Okay, plus it gives you the willpower. So if you are a master manifester, you can tap into your heart's desires or your downloads, the downloads in your third eye, to really get captured into a new reality that you could co-create. Okay, third crystal, the third crystal, this right here, serpentine. Okay, serpentine, amazing crystal for your third eye, amazing crystal for it. It's not a grounding crystal, but it does ground angelic energy and higher energy sources down into the subtle body, down into your physical body. Okay, so it's one of the type of crystals that you can use to revitalize your all your chakras. Okay, and when I say revitalize your chakras, that means any energy that you get coming down from source, coming down from the universe, it will rejuvenate every chakra. Okay, and ground that energy into your chakras. Okay, and it's really good for your third eye as far as like your envisioning. Okay, so if you're the type of person that is looking to, let's just say you're having a good thought or a good memory and you're not working with any crystals, and then you pick up this serpentine that will ground the visions of your imagination into your physical experience. Okay, so what that means is you will walk around with that energy as you experience your life in a physical form. Okay, so instead of just walking through life and having like a mundane feeling, you have like this feeling of joy or passion, and it's really grounded into each chakra. Okay, root, sacral, um, root, solar plexus, sacral. Don't get at me because I'm not saying them probably in the right order, but root, sacral, solar plexus, throat chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra, and also you have your soul star chakra, which is up here, and you have your earth star chakra, which is underneath your feet. Okay, so it will take really good energy from the source, and it'll ground it all the way down into your physical body. Okay, the next crystal, very powerful, green obsidian. Okay, very powerful. I love this color. Look at it. Very powerful, grounding, protective crystal, and it puts you in the mind of being in nature. Okay, it's one of those crystals that it's like a nature feeling based crystal, and it's a really good protective crystal. Really, any of the obsidians that you can get into is a really good protective crystal to work with. And when you're grounding angelic energy into your physical body, you do need to be protected. Okay, it's very important because that level of vulnerability needs protection. Okay, so you need to be protected. And not that I'm saying what you need, but you'll know, depending on whichever levels you arrive on, you'll know what level of protection you need. This is a really good crystal to keep you grounded, and it will help you to focus on the things that are keeping you happy, because you will feel that protection and you won't have to worry about protecting your energy or negativity or side eye, or you won't have to worry about return to sender, situations where, you know, you're dealing with people that are just kind of projecting energy onto you that you are not manifesting. So, you know, while you're not worrying about protecting yourself, you can really get into the angelic energy, into the positive energy, into the source, universe based energy, so that you can continue to co-create your reality with the original creator itself. Okay, last and not least, I am going to show you the amazing, amazing moldavite. Okay, now this piece that I have is small. It does not matter what size you have. You do not have to have a piece that's like this, you know, hanging like, you know, like how I wear my pieces. All you need is a piece. All you need is this much, and automatically rapid transformation, instant transformation, almost automatically. What happens is when you wear moldavite, you will feel a hot and cold sensation, usually in the left hand. When I hold it, you'll feel it. It's like a fire sensation going up into your arm. And what that does is it is aligning all of your chakras. It is clearing out any energy that is no longer serving you, and it is replacing that void with energy that can and will serve you. It is getting rid of anything negative, and what it does is it forces you to look at life in a positive perspective. It forces you, in other words, it forces you to be in a good mood, and it forces other people to be in a good mood, and it also pushes you to change your reality. It pushes you to change your reality. It pushes you to change your viewpoints. If you're working at a job that is not serving you, it will push you to either work harder so that the job can eventually serve you, so you won't be getting in trouble at work. You'll be more efficient. You'll be more, or it will push you to leave. You know, like you might quit, or, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't matter if you quit or if you get fired, or, you know, you fire your boss. Whatever happens, happens. But it'll be a lot of destruction, because again, it's things that are no longer serving you that are being destroyed and being taken out of your life. So a lot of people work with moldavite and things will destroy, but the most beautiful things will come into your life rapidly too. So as things are being destroyed, the positive things are coming in. So it's like a reciprocity, right? It's like as things are leaving, things are coming in, you know, but the things that are leaving are not good, and the things that are coming in are perfect for what it is you're in alignment with. And also, it really helps you get in line with your purpose and your passion. So these are rapid changes. When you work with moldavite, you're going to rapidly be changing. You may lose friend groups. You may gain friends that turn into family. You may lose a job. You may gain a business that thrives without you having to do a lot of work. Okay, I was listening to a quote the other day where it was stated that the best thing you can ever do as far as like to monetize or make money is the thing that takes the least amount of energy and that you are born to do. Like if you are born with a God-given talent, you know, talent from the universe, and it takes you the least amount of effort, but it's performed perfectly, effortlessly, you will actually be in alignment with that, as opposed to being really good at a job that you don't know if you're going to be still doing that thing in 20 years or 30 years. You know, it's like the uncertainty will leave, and then look at how big this piece is. Small. The certainty will come in, right? And when that certainty comes in, your your future self would be so glad. Your future self would be so glad at the decisions you made in the past. Okay, so you know, it's one of those crystals that you call a tektite. Okay, so the first four was a crystal, and this is a tektite. This is not even from Earth. This moldavite is not from Earth. It came from a distant part of the galaxy, if I may say so myself. It may have come from a comet. It may have come from the edge of the galaxy, where where the universe keeps its foot on, or it may come from the other edge of the universe where the sun is at. It may come from any. It's projected that whichever side of the universe that Moldavite came from, it arrived here 15 million years ago in the Czech Republic, and that is the only place that it could be sourced. Okay, this type of tektite is very scarce. It's very expensive, and not all people know about it or have it. Okay, it's one of those life-changing tektite. I actually have two. This is the first one that I have gotten right here. You see this? This is the first one. So I wear this all day, every day. Okay. Now, Moldavite is one of those tektites that, when you first wear it, you go through a Moldavite flush, as I stated earlier, where everything, you might get headaches, you may just be like in a daze, or you might just be like, what happens to me, what happened to me when I first wore Moldavite is you become very aware. Instead of just going through your day and not understanding why certain things are happening. It's almost as if everything has a conscience. Okay, so like as you're looking at things, you're hearing yourself talk. You're hearing the definition. It's almost like those sci-fi movies where you look at things and the words come on the screen, and it's like all this data. It's like you look at this and you see all this data, all this data, all this data, and it's processing, right? And just like when you brew tea or coffee, it's like you take what you need, you discard the rest. You take what you need, you discard the rest, until you're in such an alignment with yourself, to the point where you're actually like, okay, none of the stuff that I am learning about myself is changing, so I'm going to trust myself. So you actually abandon the fear mindset, and you actually get in alignment with your truth, your why, and you start to really get comfortable, because once you learn yourself, none of the things change, okay, about yourself. You really are able to be more confident, and it's amazing. It's really good to have a grounding stone. That's why I showed you green obsidian, you know, and the malachite. These are good protection stones, you know. And these two, the Vesuvianite and the serpentine, are really good stones for third eye activation, crown activation, and willpower, and breaking old cycles. So you got a culmination, you got a cauldron, you know what I mean? You got a cauldron of different mixtures. It's almost like Voltron. You got the arm pieces coming in, you got the feet pieces going in, you got the body has the head coming up, all of this stuff. Not only are you a giant with different parts being controlled by different players, but then you got the sword, you got the shield, you can fly, you know what I mean? And that's Voltron. If you've never, just go see Voltron. Just see Voltron. You'll know what I'm talking about. And then come back to the video. But anyways, all of your pieces will be in alignment. Everything that you are doing will be working in unison. And the amazing part is, once you learn yourself, none of the things that you learn about yourself changes. So you actually gain confidence with the groundedness of what you are becoming. And then you start to, from that aspect, from that vantage point, you start to look at life from a different perspective, from a higher version of yourself. And I'm going to be honest, you're going to probably trigger a lot of people, because your confidence is not going to waver. You're going to be motivated. You may even start to spend a lot of time alone, because a lot of people are not going to understand why you don't want to party anymore, why you don't want to, just say whatever to people. They're gonna wonder like, hey, why aren't you just saying whatever? Like, you actually meaning what you're saying now? Like, you're actually living in your truth now? You're actually doing the things that you say you're gonna do, even if it means you're gonna fail at it? Yes, I'm doing it. And there's a lot of people that are not there's a lot of people that are lost. I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not judging. I'm just being super transparent. There's a lot of people that are lost, and they're going to be very triggered at the fact that you're not lost. All right. And they actually want you to follow them. They're very confident. And, the reality is, and I'm not trying to slight people. It's just that when you become aware of yourself, you start to put the work in on yourself instead of trying to change other people. All right. So the reason why I'm saying that is this: a lot of people work so hard. A lot of people work so hard for the reality they created. That's their reality. And if you try to enlighten them, what's the phrase again? If you try to enlighten them, um, it, it's almost like they're in a cognitive dissonance. Like they're kind of like they structured this reality that's sustaining them, and they're convincing you that because you're not doing it their way, you're not right. But the reality is that they're focused on you and you're focused on you. You know, they're focused on trying to change you and you're focused on trying to change you. So the reality is that they're projecting. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm not judging. It's just perception. A 6 could look like a 9, and a 9 could look like a 6. It just depends on where you stand. And they're not wrong and you're not wrong. They're not wrong and you're not wrong. But the reality is that they're in their purpose. Your job is to be in your purpose. And it's not my job to tell you what your job is. It's always going to be your job to tell yourself what your own job is. This is what this channel is all about. It's about you finding you. All right. And it's about being grounded in a world that is just, it changes without anyone knowing. If you look back 5 years, 10 years ago, the cell phones were different. If you look back 15 years ago, the televisions were different. If you look back 20 years ago, the radios were different. If you look back 25 years ago, the cars were different. If you look back 30 years ago, the sneakers were different. The quality of life was different. And things changed without us knowing. And the way that you can be all right with everything changing, even if it's on a daily basis, is if you live in the present moment. If you live in today, you can always revisit those memories and bring the energy back into today. As long as you're not trying to relive that era. Like the idea is to bring the energy and sustain it now. Because energy can never die. The energy can never die because it was always here. It was never just created either. It always just was. It always just is. Just like the universe, just like God, just like source. You can't create it. It can't be born and it can't die because it always just is. And it's nothing wrong with remembering the past, but it's always just, my opinion, it's always just a better idea to sustain that energy, to take all that good energy from all those amazing memories, from all those amazing good times and family situations and loved ones, and whether they're still here or they're not, you take all that good energy and you bring it into right now, today, and you let it fill your aura, and the reason why I'm showing you these 5 crystals, I'm gonna put them in my hand right now. The reason why I'm showing you these 5 crystals, these 4 crystals in this one tektite, The reason why I'm showing them to you is because you don't have to have them in order to feel the energy. All you have to do is you take the definition of what I shared with you today and you apply it to your life, your way, not how I tell you, and always do your research, even though I gave you uh, the 5 metaphysical properties of these 5 crystals, 4 crystals plus 1 tektite. It's always better for you to always do your own research, to always do your own due diligence, so that you can see what it means for you, and you don't have to go out and tangibly buy these. I don't want them to fall, so I'm trying to hold them a certain way. You don't have to buy them and walk around with them like me. You see me, I'm all, protected out. You know what I mean? My energy is very, I love it, and, it's going up from here. It's going to continue to go up. However, for you, my primary goal is just to get you the information so that you can be in the know. Okay, it's up to you how you take it, or if you want to use it, or if you don't want to use the information. But you just wanted to watch the video. It's all good. It's all good by me, because my primary wish and prayer for you is that you live life on your terms. You do life on your terms. There's enough rules out here. Trust me, it's enough people getting in your business to tell you how to run your business, and they're not even around to see if the results are panning out for you or not. They're like, oh, do that thing. And then by the time you do it, you're looking for them to show them and they're not around. So take the reins of your life, take back control of your life, slow life down so that you can breathe easy, so that you can take time to process the things that you experience on your daily, day to day, so that you can experience life the way you see it, instead of people telling you how it is, or instead of people telling you how it should be, or I didn't really want this video to go down that path, but I'm glad I said what I said. I'm not going to take it back, because it is what it is. I just want you to know that these are very good, very powerful transformation crystals that help you focus on you, that help you get out of your own head, and you get, that's a confirmation. It helps you get out of your own head, and it helps you get into living in the moment again, how we used to when we were younger as kids. And we would play for hours and hours and hours, and we didn't have a camera in our face, which I love it now, because now it has a purpose. But back then that was the purpose, which was to just be in the moment and play. Whether we played outside, rode our bicycles, bought our action figures, play with our action figures while we watch the cartoon, and eat the cereal from the cartoon while we play with the action figure from the cartoon. We had the whole setup, Hey, I was just thinking about that the other day. It's funny, like, I used to always remind my mom, like, hey, we running low on milk. It'd be Wednesday. I knew Saturday was coming, and I knew, like, I had to have my certain cereal. My cartoons was coming on. I woke up early, even though it was Saturday. I woke up early before the cartoons even came on. I was ready. Like, we had our Nintendos going, our Super Nintendos. We were staying up all night. Parents wasn't yelling at us to go to sleep. We did our homework on Sunday night. We didn't even do our homework as soon as we came home Friday. Hey, not everybody. A lot of kids was getting their homework done before their parents got home on Friday, because they wanted to really play late until late Sunday. But it was a good energy back then, and I just I kind of hopefully what I'm trying to embody here in this video is I want us all to get back to that feel good energy that we used to experience, and I wanted to be present now. You know, that's my prayer, that's my wish for yourself and for myself, is to really, you know, not get carried away with what's going on now, but to enjoy now. 30-minute video. Hope y'all like it. One-on-one Zoom calls, ebooks. And if you love what I'm doing on the channel, all those three things, you want to support, link in the description. If you love this video, buy me a coffee, link in the description. As I said earlier, one-on-one Zoom calls, if that's what you're into and you want to hit me up. You know, I got the half an hour slots going, link in the description. Subscribe if you feel inspired to. Share this if you feel inspired to. And just know that I'm sending you unlimited amounts of love energy, high positive frequency energy into your life, so that whatever it is that you are experiencing that is good, I'm hoping that my prayers that I'm sending at you can double that times 7, so that you can have not just a good day but a great day. All right, sending you peace and love. I will connect with you all in the very next video. All right, here it is right here. Amazing malachite, green obsidian, serpentine, Vesuvianite, moldavite. All right, peace and blessings. Namaste.